Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Danielle and today's reading vlog is going to be kind of part 2 to reading my besties' favorites. So if you have not seen kind of part 1 of this video, that is reading my besties' favorites until I find a 5-star. I'm going to link that down below. It should have been my last posted video. In that video, I managed to complete 4 besties' favorites. That is Ashley from A Fiction and Fantasy, Adriana from Carbon Bonded Books, Kayla at Kayla Ray Reads, and then Bailey from Is Bailey Reading. And today's video is going to focus on my other 3 friends that I did not get a chance to get to, and that is Ruby from Ruby Read, Martine from Just Martine, and Lizzie from Lizzie's Literary Life. All my friends, as always, linked down below. Please go check them out. They are absolutely fantastic. I'm still going to structure this vlog very similarly to the other one, where I want to spend a little time doing an activity or being this friend for a little while I read their favorite books of the year. Yeah, I should probably explain to you. So these are my besties' favorite picks from 2023. Every year, we keep track of our favorite books, and then in the subsequent year, we can all read at least one from everybody's list. It's just a good time. It's a little bit of a friendly competition. I usually lose. That's fine. It is Christmas Eve right now as I'm filming this, so I plan on doing this 24-hour reading challenge within Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I'm not really going to strive to do like a 24 and 48 or hit a certain number of hours. I just want to spend the day being my friends as much as I can and hopefully finishing all 3 of these books. If I do finish all 3 of these and it's like pretty early still, I might even throw in a bonus bestie favorite and just kind of keep reading other ones that I was interested in, because a lot of my friends' faves I was already interested in. It was kind of hard to choose which one to read for a lot of people. Speaking of which, I will go through each person's options when I get to them, but we're gonna start with Ruby today from Ruby Read. And the options that I had for Ruby are Lisa Jewell's The Night She Disappeared, Stephanie Foo's What My Bones Know, and then John Steinbeck's East of Eden. I know Ruby really, really wants me to read this one just for like the fact that a lot of them have, and it would be an entertaining conversation, I'm sure. And I think I will one day, but I don't think a 24 hours is the day. So this one will be getting returned to the library this trip. And What My Bones Know, I am still intrigued by, but it just seems a little heavy for me right now. I'm not really in the mood for a nonfiction, again, in 24 hours. So we're gonna go with Lisa Jewell. I have never read any Lisa Jewell books, so I think this will be a pretty fun pick. I know she's super popular and always has at least one banger people love. I don't remember if this is the author that people said is actually pretty dark. There's other popular thriller women authors that I could think of that it could be about, but I want to say that specifically Then She Was Gone, people are like, it's darker than you expect. So I'm really intrigued. I have no idea what this is about. But I have the audiobook, and so we're going to sit and read for a little bit, and I'll be back in to let you know what I think. Hi, it's a little bit later in the day now. It's literally about to be exactly 3 p.m. I decided I'm going to do this challenge from 3 p.m. to 3 p.m. because we actually were building this dining table that I'm actually able to sit at now, which is so exciting because we have not had a dining room table in a few years. So I'm really excited to have that now. It's not where it's going to live. This is just a temporary spot for it, but I'm gonna use it while it's here. So yes, I'm gonna start with The Night She Disappeared now, once it hits officially 3 p.m. I did decide that my Ruby activity that I want to do is going to be baking these vegan cookies that Ruby loves. Ruby is vegan. I'm super inspired by it. I loved being vegetarian for a very long time, and for a multitude of reasons, I just fell off of it, but one day I'd like to try it again. So I'm going to take that inspiration from her and at least make these delicious vegan cookies. My only conundrum is I think I want to make them on Christmas Day, so I think that I'm going to technically do Ruby's activity tomorrow. I'm still going to start with her book though, so we're going to get a little kick into it. This is the only one that I'm reading physically with an audiobook, and then the other 2 are going to be ebooks, so I might take a break from this and flip over to one of theirs, but you know the drill. I like to mix up what I'm reading, but I'm going to start with this. I think that was all the updates I had for you. It's 3 p.m. I'm going to go read. Hi, it's a little after 5 p.m. now. It's almost 5:20, and I am 58 pages into The Night She Disappeared. We are following 3 point of views that keep shifting. We have Kim, who is the mother of another point of view, which is Tallulah. And one night when Kim is babysitting for Tallulah, because Tallulah's in like her early 20s, I think like late teens even, so a little bit younger. One night, Tallulah and her partner do not come home from a party that they go to while Kim is babysitting. And so we're getting both of those. We're getting Tallulah's perspective a year before she disappeared, and then we're getting Kim's perspective when she disappears. And then we're getting the perspective of Sophie, who is a girl who's just moved into the neighborhood a year after Tallulah has gone missing. We just know that Tallulah is still missing. We don't have any more details. But this is reading so quick. Like, chapters are so fast. And I love that. It's keeping me really engaged. I think the whole is she missing, searching for information could get old for me from Kim's perspective is if it goes on too long. But right now, I'm still okay with it. This library copy is like falling apart, so it keeps crunching in a way that's not my favorite. Also, if I had a nickel for every time I go to read a thriller audiobook by a popular female author and find out they're British that way, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. That's probably just my general American bias of just thinking everybody's American. But same thing happened with Ruth Ware, where it doesn't impact my enjoyment. I just put the audiobook on, I'm like, oh, we're British. Cool. Okay. So I'm going to keep reading this. We were playing a little bit of Spider Hack and watched a little bit of Dan and Phil, so it's been kind of chill. I'm still waiting on a package that I'm rapidly losing hope is coming. I did want to show you also, though, the bookmark that I chose for Ruby today, because, you know, I like to theme my little bookmarks to my buddies. Ruby's favorite colors are green and then purple. So my options were this kind of Christmassy, almost like a mistletoe cranberry situation, like a spruce leaves. Or the one I went with, which is mushrooms, because Ruby is also my stump core icon. So this is the bookmark I chose for Ruby. I'm gonna go read some more.
Girl, such a problem. Tell me what I gotta do so I can solve it. 'Cause I can't solve it. And it's honestly insane how much I want you. How much I want you. Oh, it hurts to be so close. I just gotta know for sure. So tell me if you love me lots, so love me not, cause I don't wanna be the only one. Just thinking, did you ever really give it up? What we had just made you up. So hold me close and say you won't let go. And I could just move on. There's no one in the world as cool as you are. Look how good I'm. So I wanna be the one who makes you happy. Who makes you happy.
Hi friends, I want to jump in because I'm about 130 pages into The Night She Disappeared. Doesn't feel like a lot of progress, but I have a lot of faith. The audiobook is really good, so I think I will definitely be able to fly through it. I am so excited though because we decided we're going to do our Christmas gifts tonight because we're adults and we can do what we want. They both work the day after Christmas, so I was like, well, why don't we stay up late Christmas night so we could play with our toys, and then in the morning we just have longer to play with. We don't have to like wait for everybody to get up and everyone can sleep in because it's their only day off for a while. So yeah, we're gonna go do that, and I'm Really excited. Also, we watched Hot Frosty, and it was very funny, and I had a great time. And I can't believe they actually hung out for the whole, like, 2 hours for that movie. Because it was kind of long. I was getting bored there at the end, and they were hanging on. So, I'll be back after gifts. Merry Christmas! I am, in fact, wearing the exact same pajamas as yesterday. That's what you do with these 2 days. It is pajama bed rot time, right? I've gotten to page 160. It is a little after 10. Nick did the maths for me. I'm about 19 hours into this challenge. I'm getting a little scared. I have a lot of this to read still, and then if I'm going to bake, and then if I'm going to do the other things, maybe a 24-hour goal was dumb. But we'll find out. I'm going to keep reading, so I need to stop yapping. I'm really enjoying this. It's a good time. It's fun. Hello, I have all of my baking stuff here. It's time to make these Ruby vegan cookies. I got chocolate chips, I got the brown sugar, cornstarch, flaxseed for like an egg replacement, vegan butter, all those good things. So I'm gonna get started, and I'm gonna listen to my audiobook while I do it. So I did forget to mention that I'm doing this all without stand mixer. So I kind of tested this recipe before just to see if it would work, and it did work, and I just want to hope it works again. I have my taco mixer ready to beat this egg and sugar. I kind of feel like this dough is really crumbly, which is confusing me a little bit because okay, here's the truth. I don't really use the right measurements. I don't have any teaspoon things. I was just kind of eyeballing it. I had a hand mix. It's a whole thing. It's just us eating it though, so it's fine. But I used the same ratios as the last time. It just feels really, really dry this time. So to be honest, I don't really want to try to fix it incorrectly, so I might still bake these and just see how they turn out. Ruby, let me know if this looks wrong, please. Oh, let me know if that, did not look correct. I'm gonna be honest, I'm really proud of myself because even just in general, I had a lot less flour disasters than I did the first time I made these. The first time I made these, I was covered head to toe in flour. So something's wrong, but it's got to be maybe I should have accounted for all the flour I lose when I pour it over myself. These look absolutely atrocious. They are so incorrect. I don't even know how to describe how bad they are. I had to have done the flaxseed or something wrong this time, but I kind of want to see what happens when I bake these because, you know, I've had enough sweets for the holidays anyway. I'm not necessarily dying for a cookie, but I am like, I was trying to do this for Ruby, so Ruby, I'm so sorry. Let me know how wrong these were, but maybe they'll taste delicious. We'll find out. I'm going to pop them in the oven. It takes only about 12 minutes, so. Okay, they're done. I think they're done. They look very dry and crumbly. Just please remember, when I do my taste test of these, that this is entirely user error. The first time, they turned out great. This time, I don't know what happened. It is a little bit after 1 now, and I'm a little bit stressed out, considering I have not finished any of the 3 books I was supposed to finish. Was I overambitious in this goal? Probably. Will I probably have to go past 3 p.m.? Probably. It's okay. That's my life. So I did want to switch books a little bit though, because I just need that feeling of completion. So I wanted to tell you about the pick I was going to choose for Martine from over at Just Martine. Notoriously, Martine and I do not agree on things. I talked about this a little bit in my other video. We often joke, like literally they just commented on one of my most recent videos, how if I hate and DNF a book, Martine should pick it up and probably will love it, and vice versa. That's just how we are. So on their list, it was a little nerve-wracking to kind of decide which one I was going to give a go. The two that stuck out to me the most, the first was going to be Room by Emma Donoghue. I actually read another Emma Donoghue book for a different Irish literature class that I took, because I hear that her writing can be kind of intense, but I was not super intimidated by it, and it's one that I was really surprised with the route that the movie went. But since I've seen the movie, I was also thinking that I might be able to read this one fine. And then the other option was Backstagers Volume 1. This is a graphic novel, which is interesting because Martine doesn't usually gravitate toward many graphic novels, or at least not the graphic novels that I'm usually drawn to. Which is interesting because this one specifically, I decided to go with. I went with the graphic novels, so I'm going to read Backstagers Volume 1 because it's by James Tynion, who is the creator of Something is Killing the Children, which is one of my favorite graphic novels of all time. So the fact that these are both by the same author but seem like very different stories, I'm intrigued. So I'm going to get a crack on that one. And then I did want to do a little bit of a candy taste test because I still have all of this extra leftover candy from the other video, thinking I was going to get to Martine's pick at some point. So we will do like a little taste test. Nick and Emmett are going to join us. I'll be back to do that in just a little bit. So I just sit here and busted through Backstagers Volume 1. It was fine. I would probably give it about a 3-star. I could see why Martine loved it. I never worked tech crew. This follows a group of backstagers who are the behind the scenes of the theater department, and their like hangout area is actually tunnels underneath the school that are magical. There's a lot going on, so I can see a bit of the supernatural overlap that James Tynion IV did in Something is Killing the Children. I just, this is a boombox book, so it reminds me a lot of Jonesy, which I read. It reminds me a great deal of Dead Endia, which is very good, but there's nothing that really keeps me drawn to those to keep reading them. I just kind of have a fine time and then move on. So 3 stars. Could totally see, though, why Martine loved it and why some of our other friends that have picked it up have loved it. It's not a bad read. If you were in tech crew, I think you would love this. Again, just wasn't me. But I did want to show you the bookmark I would have chosen. I read this digitally, but I've been choosing a bookmark for everyone, so I have to show you what Martine bookmark I would have chosen. So the first option I have here that made me think of Martine is this one that's actually got a little cow on it. Their favorite color is green, and there's also a green little frog. And it's the cow going, holy cow, I love this book. And that just feels like a very Martine thing. My other option would be something academic and something studious and something unique. So I also think that Martine would be one of these leather bookmarks that cuffs to the top of this book. I just feel like this also gives Martine vibes when I look through my collection. Fun fact, these are actually the little bookmarks that Emmett and I had at our wedding that we gave out. So I still have a couple, and I just feel like this is the Martine combo. Candy taste test time. So we have our assortment. I think we should start with what I think is the most sour candy of all time, which is the Skittles sour. The sour Skittles. We also do have, though, a new one to try, which is the Sour Skittles gummies. I'm intrigued. They're like, yeah, they're quite a bit bigger. Little gummies. I don't think the gummies are going to be as sour as the candy. The candy, it's that malic acid powder that is so intense. Ready? I like sour candy. I'm not one of these bitches that can munch on it. Thoughts on that didn't feel as sour as I've had. There's like one color of the sour Skittles that's intense.
Maybe yellow. Lemon.
When you get that one, it feels like you're gonna die. Oh, okay. They're gonna make me have a yellow one. Okay, but I am excited for these sour gummy Skittles. Gummies.
Are they even Skittles if they're gummy?
That's a good question. Or those are just candy. Well, they're all candy. Well, like, that tasted less sour than a Sour Patch Kid.
Uh-huh. I feel like they have the flavor of a Skittle, but they don't really feel like a Skittle.
I don't think I recommend these. What do you think?
I think they have a good flavor profile, the gummies do. It's comparable to any of the other Skittle flavors, but in terms of sourness, it's extremely lacking. I would say it's about as sour as water.
Okay, that's drama. Okay, let's mix it up then, and we'll go now within Airheads Extremes. I actually love these, but because of the texture of them, more than the sour. Like, even here, it doesn't show them being, like, on the super sour scale. But the texture of the ropes is everything. Martine, please let me know, if you're watching this, I'm sure eventually you might, let me know which sour candy specifically is your favorite. Curious. Oh yeah, this is that good texture. I like these much more than the like rod ropes. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that are like, basically if you took this and like rolled it up. I don't like those. We did those for the sour punch straws. That's what I'm talking about. What I like about these is it tastes like the gummy itself is sour, not just the citric acid on the outside. And the citric acid is like kind of just like actual normal sugar to sweeten it, but it feels like the gummy is what's sour. These are the ones that I could sit and chew because they have like a little sour taste, but they're not.
Feels like a sour fruit by the foot.
That's so right. I actually could probably do without the sugar on the outside of it. S tier, which is good, right? Okay.
It's above A tier.
Okay, our last two we have here are Sour Patch Kids. We have Sour Patch Kids Lemonade Fest. If I look like I'm weird with the way I'm holding these, it's because they crinkle anytime I do anything, and you're just going to hear so much crinkling. So, Sour Patch Kids Lemon Fest. We have strawberry lemonade, blue raspberry lemonade, yum, lemonade, okay, just normal lemonade, and cherry lime lemonade. I almost wanted to get a pack of just the blue raspberry, and then we saw these, and we were like, fine. And then these are fun. We had one last night, but we'll have another. These are Sour Patch Kids Extreme, which I think is new. I hadn't seen them before. My favorite sour gummy for all time was the Sour Patch Kids watermelons. But now they only sell them in the not so sweet variety, which I don't like. Not so sour. They only do them in the not so sour. And I don't like it because I want it to be sour. I don't want it to just be, I don't like candy like popsicles that are just like just the sugar. I need something else like chocolate or sour. Okay, let's do another one of these. Let's start with another one of these. Blue. Aww. A classic, you know, our friend. Should I actually compare and see if it looks any different from the blue ones in here? Ooh, they are slightly different colors. So this one, I don't know if you're interested in this, but I'm interested. This is the blue lemonade one, blue raspberry lemonade. And then this is just the blue extra sour. See those difference? They're different colors.
Show off this one, it's got 2 colors on it.
Whoa! And we got some buy icons starting to show up. I don't think that was intentional. I think that was a mishap. We're gonna start with the lemonade one. Blue raspberry lemonade. Yum! That tastes like a blue raspberry lemonade specifically. Yummy! That one was good. Okay, I'm gonna compare it to the scary blue raspberry one. Ow!
There's a good bit of tartness on that.
Oh my god.
A lot more of a tougher chew.
everything about that was a tougher experience.
Yeah, I would
for
say
me.
that one's like 3 or 4 times more sour.
Ah! That one's sour. Oh, Emmett's going in for more. That Sour Patch Kids Extreme isn't... I, like, still taste it.
I would say that's comparable to the Sour Skittles.
I'd say that was more sour than my Sour Skittle experience today. Because then with the gummy texture, too, it doesn't really want to, like, leave your mouth, so then...
This is what I wanted out of the Sour Skittle gummies.
Yeah, that's real. I agree with that. What was this one?
Got a little bit of blue raspberry.
Okay, so it's a lemonade one?
Blue raspberry lemonade. And does that look more pink or red?
Pink.
Then probably strawberry lemonade.
I'm gonna have the hybrid mistake child now. I was trying to think of a bi pun, and I couldn't. It's good. That one is a lot sweeter than the blue raspberry one was. I would say I'm actually kind of impressed by how much these taste like lemonade. Like, for being the lemonade fest, I kind of expected them just to taste like their normal ones, but these taste like lemonade with a little bit of flavor in them.
Try that.
He's like scooping. Look, he's like a little scoop. Yum.
Very strawberry.
Very strawberry. I'm impressed by how munchable the regular Sour Patch Kids are. Like, that would be like a movie theater snack. But then they really upped it for the extremes. Like, they taste like extremely sour. That's it, though. That's our sour candy taste test. Does anybody want to... Do you have a favorite? A least favorite?
Sour Skittle gummies?
Least favorite.
Not a good sour snack choice.
Do not recommend. I think that my favorite would still be the Airheads, just for the texture.
They were pretty good.
Take a shot every time I said the word texture in this bit. The Sour Patch Kids just feel the most perfect. Like, there's not much I would critique on the Sour Patch Kids because they're different vibes and you have each vibe. Like this, I love it, but I would have, like, no sugar on it. Whereas the Sour Patch Kids, like, they're pretty perfect. Just know which one you're eating before you do.
The extreme Sour Patches, like you said, really put in for a sour kick.
Yeah.
Really going for it.
Okay, that was fun. Thanks, Martine, for inspiring our candy taste test. So I have a lot to tell you about because I finished The Night She Disappeared. And first of all, it's 3:30. I have failed my challenge. I don't think anybody's surprised. I still need to read Lizzie's book, but we'll get into that. But basically, I failed. If you were wondering if I would succeed in this 24-hour challenge, I did not. But if you want to keep watching and see what I think of my last bestie's favorite pick of the year, that's still going to happen in this vlog. But I did finish The Night She Disappeared, and this would have been a surprise winner, I think, of the reading my bestie's faves till I get a 5-star. Because I think I'm going to give this a 5-star. At most, maybe a 4.75 because it is a little long. But I don't really, like, I would happily give it a 5 and just be satisfied with that. Especially because I know Ruby hates when I do my quarter stars. It was so good. I don't want to tell you anything else about the plot because I do think it's really well paced and what reveals you get are important. But I thought that it was just really engaging. I was really captivated. Even though it is a longer book, like over 400 pages, I didn't feel super bored at many parts. When I was talking to Lizzie the other day, we were actually on just a Zoom call, me, Lizzie, and Ruby. Lizzie was talking about another book she was reading and how it was almost like an IV trickle of information. And I agree that it was so like that for this one, where you just got the little hints and every chapter was a little information, but not a ton, or maybe it was like a red herring. I was just very into it. I thought it was fantastic. I definitely would love to read more by Lisa Jewell, so please let me know your favorite Lisa Jewell. She did say, I read the acknowledgements, and she mentioned that this was her quarantine book that she struggled with writing, and I it still turned out great. It was still really entertaining. I definitely, like I said, I look forward to reading more. And she has a long list. The audiobook narrator was really, really good as well. Like, I didn't have any troubles enjoying it. I totally believed her emotions in the scenes. And yeah, I'm a big fan. Good job, Ruby. This would be a 5-star. And I loved it. Okay, it's it's time for our cookie taste test. I have my little spatula, which doesn't really do much. This is a very... I don't think this is meant for cookies on this tray, but it's cute, so I wanted to show it off. They look wrong. They are crumbly. Nick pointed out that the chocolates don't look like they melted at all, which is a little concerning. They look grainy, and they look like I messed everything up. Again, user error. I am sure they smell good. Like, I think none of the ingredients are going to be bad. I'm concerned by... again, the texture.
Now, you said these are vegan, right, Danielle?
Yes, they are vegan.
I'm allergic to vegan.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Okay, I'll have your cookie.
When Ruby makes these, they look great. They smell delicious. They smell like pancakes. Oh yeah, I'm gonna rip a piece off because I'm a little scared of this. It looks almost like a crumble cookie. It's so ginormous. I'm really giving it the best shot I could. I went straight for the middle piece. I also do like making my own cookies because I can choose how many chocolate chips there are. Because I actually, hot take, I like my chocolate chip cookies with less chocolate chips in them. I like the cookie part more. Okay.
Looks like yours has the most chocolate chips.
Uh-huh. Mmm. Huh. Last time I made them way too salty. This time I think they're not salty enough.
I think it's good.
I disagree. I think this is great.
Good. I have wins from the other two. I also could just be sweet stout, you know.
Yeah, your taste buds are stunned from the sour.
Yeah. I've had a lot of and I've had a lot of chocolate the last few days.
I think the texture on it's really good. You have a nice crispiness to the outside, but the inside is still a little warm and very soft.
They're good. I like them. They are yummy again. Ruby, please let me know why they're so crumbly. Is it the flaxseed? Did I not do enough? Did I do too much flour? But flour is actually the thing that I did measure out. So, yummy. Yummy little treat. Emmett will eat all 6 of them. And I'll be happy with that. So, even though it is well past my cutoff time, like I said, I'm going to still complete Lizzie's book from Lizzie's Literary Life. I love Lizzie very, very much. As you know, she is my co-host of the Throwback Book Club. And her list was the one that I was expecting to be my ringer because she had the most books on her list that I already enjoyed or wanted to read. So narrowing down which choice I wanted to do for hers was a little difficult. The ones that I ended up choosing between were Kim Ji-young, born 1982. This is a novel by Cho Nam-ju. This is one that I also just really, really wanted to read. Then there was Little Blue Encyclopedia for Vivian. I really do still want to read this one because I think Books and Lala also really enjoyed it, but I couldn't find a copy of this. I didn't have any access, which is sad. And then the last option was Pod. I don't know the author's name off the top of my head. But of those 3 options, Lizzie and actually bonus Ruby really wanted me to read Pod. So that is the one I'm going to go with. I don't know anything about this other than it's from the perspective of dolphins. And you know, orcas are my favorite animals of all time. So I'm pretty hopeful I could still really enjoy this. It's also less than 300 pages. So while it's past 3, I am pretty confident I could actually still finish it by the end of this evening, especially with the ebook. I just tend to always read those faster. So that's my plan. One of my favorite things that Lizzie does every month is her tipsy wrap-ups, where she has her little glass of wine and she does a little wrap-up of the book she read. So I'm not much of a big wine drinker, but I've gotten 2 bottles as gifts this holiday season. So I thought it would be fun to do a little taste test, and I will do a little tipsy wrap-up of my own for Pod at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. The bookmarks that I'm between, because again, this is an e-copy, but I'm going to still show you what bookmark I would have chosen for Lizzie. Lizzie's also a big fan of Taylor Swift, which, like, you know I appreciate. So the first bookmark that I would be tempted to use for her is this one of Taylor Swift as a prayer candle, because she's obviously my goddess in every way. I just think this one's really silly goofy, and I think Lizzie would laugh. But Lizzie's favorite color is also pink, which is like, same girl, same. So I do have this really pretty cherry blossom pink bookmark, which I love. Cherry blossoms, they're probably one of my favorite flowers, have always been one of my favorite scents when I don't love floral as much as citrus, but I love cherry blossom. I'm getting rambly now. These are the bookmarks I would choose if I had this book for Lizzie, but I don't. So I'm gonna go read, and I will come back when I do my wine taste test and have some other thoughts to share about the book. I feel like this vlog has been a lot of the same angles and the same outfit and the same hair, but that's okay because it's only been like a day and a half. I want to show you, because it's time now for the Lizzie wine taste test, and then I will be back for final thoughts on the book later and to wrap up the vlog. But the ones that we are trying right now are this one that I actually got in a white elephant. Oh, these bottles are cold. This is
I'm telling you, they're so cold.
Valenti Poesia. Says it's a risotto. Risotto. So is that how you say it?
Risotto?
Risotto. Okay. So that's option one. And the other one we're going to try is this Tomasello Winery Natural Red Raspberry Moscato. I don't think Lizzie likes Moscato-y drinks. I'm not sure. I think she likes things that are less sweet for her wine. If I'm gonna drink it, it has to taste like juice. So we're gonna give it a shot. Emmett actually bought the red raspberry one because he sampled it and was obsessed. While he works on opening those, I have gotten a little bit into Pod. It is in fact from the point of view of a dolphin. I don't know if we're gonna shift POVs. I haven't seen any other ones quite yet. We're just following Ia or E. I like the name. I think it's a good name. We are learning a little bit about her home, as there are 2 dolphin tribes that have basically come together. There was like conflicts in the past, but now the tribes are intermixed, and we're getting Ia's perspective on that. It's written weird. That's all I have for thoughts right now. Lizzie messaged Ruby one day and was like, "Do you think Danielle would like Pod?" And Ruby was like, "Yeah, she likes weird shit. And I do like weird shit. So I'll keep you updated. But as of right now, I'm happy with it. I'm having a good time." I do think that drinking more and taking a potential schmedible like I did is going to make this book weirder and weirder as it goes. Emmett's pouring these for me because I did not want to. He asked if I wanted to get a shot of them pouring. The answer is no. I'm not. I don't trust myself with that. I'm going to do the raspberry one second since it's the one you wanted. Don't go crazy with it. I'm just sampling a taste. That's good. That is way too much. Okay, well, for my first little sample, this is a coffee mug, technically, that I got from one of my book subscriptions, inspired by Cersei. Love that. I also chilled these. Oh, it smells like alcohol.
It do smell like wine.
I'm usually a grass girl. I'm not much of a... What is alcohol made from? Potatoes? Vodka? Not from potatoes?
Oh, come on. You can't be saying that about wine.
Oh, grapes.
The wine
I actually
people.
don't love grapes. Yeah, the wine people are going to come for me for that
All the wine
one.
people watching your video got their hand in their forehead right now.
My bad. That was dumb. Okay, I'm scared.
It's gonna taste good.
Cheers, Lizzie.
A light bitterness to it. A little bit of sweetness.
It hurt. It was like, it hits your mouth and all joy is gone immediately. Like, it just immediately becomes like a cesspool of misery. It's so bad. It is so incredibly horrible.
Do you want me to wash your cup out since it was so bad?
Yeah, but just a little rinse. You don't have to do much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not going to be getting tipsy off that wine. I guess I didn't consider how I was going to do a tipsy wrap-up if I don't like the wine. I played myself. I should have gotten the only wine I like, which is like the Barefoot Fruit Scotto. That is literally a Capri Sun. He said this raspberry wine is so sour. And I do like sour, at least. Oh, I'm nervous. Oh, that first wine was so bad. I expected to enjoy it enough. And it was repulsive for me. Fun fact.
You don't normally drink white wine, do you?
I don't drink wine enough to... I like wine that is usually red because it's made with strawberries. It's like strawberry flavored. The minute it touched my tongue, it was death and decay.
Well, good news. This is a red wine.
Is it sweet?
I told you already it's tart.
What does that mean? Tart. Tart can still be sweet. Let me smell this one, because the last one's smell was alcohol. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
This smells like New Year's Eve. It smells like the fake champagne that you have on New Year's Eve. Or fake wine you have on New Year's Eve. Oh, I'm nervous. It smells like raspberries. These raspberries smell like raspberries. Yum. Yummy. That's that 13 grams of sugar at work, baby. That is so sour and yummy. I got a nod of approval.
That's juice.
That is juice. Okay, I have one that I like enough that I will promise you I will have a glass of. Emmett, would you top me up? That first one was like just prison. This one is delicious. Emmett got this one at the mall, so I'll have to make him go back and get more. Maybe I'll try and get Lizzie a bottle of a wine that I like, but then she might hate it if she doesn't like super sweet red wine. So this is yummy. I'm gonna go read some more of this weird dolphin book. I think there's gonna be a lot of sex, dolphin sex. So that's gonna happen because it's already been mentioned. So I'm gonna read that and drink my wine. For a story about dolphins, this book was so fucking dry. I only feel comfortable saying this because, Lizzie, you know we can like the same book. It's happened. It will happen again. I hated this book so much. Like, this might be one of the worst books I've read this year. This is a 1 star. It was not for me. So as I got further into this book, you do start getting other perspectives of other animals in the sea, mostly different dolphins from different tribes. There's a whale at one point, some other fish creatures, and I just didn't care for a single one. The sentence by sentence structure was bland. It made me just not want to read it. It was like going in one ear and out the other, but through my eyes. I am tipsy in this review, just so you know. This didn't quite get finished, but I felt it very quickly. I'll sip more as we chat. But I hated it. I hated it so much. There was nothing that made me cheerful. And then I'm not going to give any spoilers, but just overarching storytelling concepts. When certain things intertwined, I was just too far into the world of not caring. So, I don't know. It wasn't for me. I don't even know how much this rant is going to make sense, but it was not my thing. When we were talking about the Ship of Magic books, we talked about how that book has human chapters and then sea serpent chapters. And Lizzie is so right. This felt so much like only reading the sea serpent chapters for 300 pages. And I was so over it. I love books about the ocean. I love whales and orcas. They are my favorite animal. Technically, an orca is a dolphin, from my understanding. But I think that I don't have any interest in reading a fictionalized version of them. I'd rather have a non-fiction book about how they exist in the ocean, but this development of the different tribes and the way they communicated, it didn't work for me at all, which is so funny because I'd say this book is definitely different from Wolfsong, but I loved Wolfsong, and there are similarities of like how the societies are structured in terms of like being like a mythological, I don't know if mythological is the right word, but just being a fantastical story perspective of a different society and how it functions. But this one, I hated it. I do appreciate this author clearly did her research on dolphins. You get a lot of information about their behavior, and I'm assuming there's a lot of science behind why the groups are structured the way that they are. And I think the overarching message of like, you know, caring for the ocean is obviously so important. I just don't want to read about it with these dolphins fucking for 60% of the book. And it wasn't even like fucking, it was like sexual assault, and it did not work for me. It was not for me. You get different perspectives in this book. You get the perspective of like a parasite to a dolphin, a couple dolphins. You get the perspective of a dolphin that is being trained by the U.S. military. I guess I assume it's the U.S. military. Probably the U.S. military, but a military. There's also like the experiences of some other creatures who have their families, you know, hunted by humans, and there's the great beast ships, and it was so dry and boring. I was so incredibly bored. I'm so sorry, Lizzie. Lizzie, I'm so sorry. I hope you know that we do have books in common. This was just not it. I can't believe I spent 6.5 extra hours on this book from the end of my challenge. I'm happy I had other things to entertain me, like wine and candy and cookies. But, whew, that is it for me. That was one of the lowlights of my reading year. So now I want to literally go find something fun to read so that I can not go to bed in a bummed mood. So, thanks for being here. That was a crazy turn of events in terms of my enjoyment of these books. Please don't forget to like this video, especially maybe you want more drunk rants from me, tipsy rants, tipsy wrap-ups from me. But this was, I'm gonna go. Goodbye. I will see you in the new year. You're probably watching this on my birthday. If you're still here, please know that this came out on my birthday. And on my birthday, I hope I'm reading something else. Okay, goodbye!